events on specific cities, and kind of and today we're gonna focus on the city of Eilat in Israel. Anyone in the chat, by the way, had an opportunity to visit Eilat? Let us know in the chat. Not the people that are in Eilat, but people outside of outside. Let us know if you've been there. And yeah, that's basically it. So we're good to go. I'll tell you what's going to be the format. Hi, Steve. I see that you're in the UK, in Manchester. I was there 2 years ago, so it's absolutely a great place. So yeah, let me quickly tell you a little bit about the format for today. We're going to have a quick intro of the ecosystem of Eilat. I think that the ecosystem developers, they are going to try to convince you why you should move to a city by the Red Sea. An easy task relatively, but will tell us a little bit about their startup ecosystem. So Or is going to let us know a little bit about Eilat. And then we're moving on to the two people, hopefully, that are going to pitch today. So yeah, I think we're good to go. So let me just, but I do want to tell you two things. The first of all, there's going to be an event, a tech event, a big tech event, a global tech event in Tech Transylvania that is going to be, actually, it's a paid event. We will pick 4 people in the crowd to get free tickets. It's going to happen, if I'm not mistaken, in about 5 or 6 days. You will get a free ticket. How do we pick the people? It's the people that give the best feedback for the people that are presenting. So that will be kind of random, and we're really counting on your feedback. The people that are coming here to pitch are basically here to get as much feedback as possible. So that's one thing. And yeah, the second thing is that, yeah, I think we're pretty much ready to start. So maybe I'll brief you a little bit about how the pitches and the structure of the pitches after Or is going to tell us a little bit about the ecosystem in Eilat. So, Or, I'm going to promote you to a panelist. Let's see if it works. And hey, Or, you're currently on mute, and we can't see you as well. So let's see if we can let us know if you can do something. I'll let you know if you can hear you. I think there is a button, unmute button on the left side of the screen. And in the meantime, what I'm going to try to do is to let you also, hopefully, share your screen. So I'm working on that. Just a second. Yeah, I'm going to tell all of you a little bit about the format after Or gives us hopefully a quick intro on the Eilat startup ecosystem. So just a second. I think we should be okay. Or can you hear us? I can't hear you and I can't see you. Or Tal, you want me to also, so let me just quickly, I'm going to also promote you to panelist. And I forgot to share the results of the poll. So let me just end the polling now. If someone wants to still vote, you can still vote. I'm going to give you 5 more seconds, and then I'll just tell you the results of the poll. So we have a majority of freelancers and mentors. We have 29% of you that are startup founders or team members. And we also have 29% of you that are thinking about starting their startup. So I'm hoping that the presentation today are going to allow you to maybe do exactly that. And we have one person that is saying that they're not going to start their own startup. So we're also going to change your mind, hopefully, in the end. Or can you hear us? Everything is okay? Let me, you can. Okay, super. So are we ready to go forward with the presentation of the Eilat startup ecosystem?
Yeah, first of all, hi, everyone. Very nice to see everyone. And thank you, Ellie, and for the entire team of StartupBlink and also the team of Eilat Hub for this opportunity. We're going to do a short presentation of this fast-growing ecosystem, actually a very, very moving and exciting story of taking literally the far edge of Israel, the desert, and turning it into a vibrant innovation ecosystem. So very, very exciting. We're trying to sort out our ability to share the presentation that we prepared for you. Are we ready to do that, Ella? We have it.
I wrote for Ellie on the chat.
Okay, I think Ellie, I think we need permission.
On the.
I'm gonna broadcast from this user, but we need to share it from a different user. So Ella is writing you from the user that we're gonna have to share the screen from. So if that's okay, we'll use.
Yes, Ortali is now the host, so she can share her screen or pass the host to you if she wants.
Oh, so let's try to do it. Just a second.
Let's see if it works. I'll let you know if we see the presentation.
Okay.
Or you can pass the host to Frontier if you want. You can also do that. So.
Okay, can you send the host to the other computer?
I'll just say that I have visited the Eilat just a month ago. That's why I'm still tanned. It's one of the best ecosystems. I really liked it. I went swimming every day, and it's even better than Greece a little bit. So I'm a little bit biased here. But yes, so I'll let you know when we can see your screen. And in the meantime, people, if you have not presented yourself in the chat, please do so. You can let us know where you're from. I see that we have also Antoine that is currently in Zurich, Switzerland. So we have a very international event today. UK, Zurich, Startup. I see that we have Sunil from the UAE, from the United Arab Emirates. So welcome. It's really great to see so many people. So good.
Okay, I think we're about to get ready. We'll share the presentation. We'll get going. Obviously, if anybody has questions, please share. My name is Or. A quick brief about me because it relates to what I'm talking about. My name is Or. I actually was born in Jerusalem and lived and grew up as a kid in Jerusalem, but then we moved with my family to Eilat, which is again the southern edge of Israel, right on the border of Jordan, which I can see from the windows right now, the lights of Jordan. Egypt is on the western side, and if you go a little bit more south, you hit Saudi Arabia, which is very exciting because, as you know, Israel is normalizing its relationship with the entire region, which is super exciting time for us. You can imagine the entire region of the Middle East that was locked as far as the economic and cultural potential for many, many years is now being unlocked. And I can tell you that we have been approached by many organizations, both capital and governmental and industry in regards to start cooperation. And it's amazing how, you know, one day it's in the news that Israel is normalizing its relationship with its neighbors. And the other day, literally the next day, we're receiving emails and phone calls and Zoom calls with our neighbors. And you could just see how people were just waiting for that for many years. And we're super excited about it. We have many exciting deals coming up and we will share that very soon. So we're about to talk about Eilat Tech Center Hub. And we wrote down and we chose the word carefully, smart, focused, happy startups. Every ecosystem in the world has its own unique identity and its own unique value proposition. And when you look at Eilat, and anybody, just like Ellie said, and Ellie is our constant guest in Eilat every year. He comes here and he visits in our shared space. He manages and leads a meeting with startups, and he mentors and he leads meetups, and we really thank him. and he contributes a lot, but that's exactly what it takes to build an ecosystem. It takes a village and a lot of great people. And I think that Eli is just that kind of person. And at the end of my story, it's true that I moved, and part of my life, I grew up in Eilat. But when I grew up and I wanted to go into a certain profession, the high-tech industry was not available for me. And what I had to do is I had to catch a flight and go all the way to the other edge of Earth, which is San Francisco and the Silicon Valley. And that's where I spent over 10 years in embedding myself into the early stage high-tech ecosystem. So I can tell you that that experience that I had of leaving Eilat, leaving the place that I love, the place where I thought, I could potentially grow a family, and having to go to a different country altogether in order to go into the high-tech scene didn't really add up to me. And at the end of the day, this is what we're talking about. It's about realization of a dream. Our entire team here is composed of local residents that left the city to the other far edges of Earth and then came back. And now the Eilat Hub team is actually composed of these great local people that came back to the city and now are giving back. And you're going to see what they've done and what they've accomplished is incredible. Obviously, the team, the professional team that's leading it, as far as the partnership, is Eilat Tech Center and Arieli Capital that brings their professional edge and the connection to the industry. And the other end is the Eilat municipality and the economic company for development of Eilat. So you're going to see a very unique combination, and anybody that's leading ecosystems and working and realizes that the connection of the private industry and the municipal or government sector is not an easy connection, but you're going to see a success story in just a second. If we go to the next one. Next disclaimer is great, but let's move to the real story. All right, so we're talking about the Eilat Tech Center Hub. This hub was founded with a very clear purpose. When we opened the doors, and yes, there are doors, and there is a vibrant space, which, by the way, I'm broadcasting from, which is located in a specific location that has specific zoning, business zoning and tax zoning that is called the free port zone. I'm not going to go into it, but you can look into it, and it includes a lot of benefits for taxes and investments and businesses and exports. But that specific location was open with a clear purpose to build Eilat's first ever innovation ecosystem, because prior to Eilat Hub, there were 0 startups in Eilat. There was a 0 ecosystem, 0 investment companies operating in Eilat, 0 incubators, 0 accelerators, and 0 space for startups to work. And if you were a startup prior to Eilat Hub, you had to knock on a door and ask for help. There are great people in Eilat, but they couldn't help you because there was 0 ecosystem. And we all know in the graph of why startups fail, that the location of your startup is a 7 to 10% reason why startups fail, which is big percentages, big numbers. And this is something that we wanted to change. You can go to the next slide. Okay, so the Eilat Tech Center Hub was built with a clear mission to build and lead Israel's most southern innovation ecosystem, to act as an economic and social growth engine for the region, to unlock the economic potential of the Eilat different relevant assets and industry, some of them more developed, some of them less developed. This is one of the key pieces when you want to compose the puzzle of building an ecosystem. You got to look at the region in a larger scale. Today, this is a global world. You can see it. Any company or any region that doesn't understand that their competition is not the city next door, but it's the global map, is really aiming the wrong way. So at the end of the day, especially in the era of Zoom and COVID, where everybody works from home and remote, location is meaningless unless you have specific assets. And the city of Eilat, and we'll see it, has assets in the field of travel, shipping and trade, marine, desert, renewable energies, and international gateway for commerce. Let's go to the next one. Okay, so as everybody says, it's all about location, location, location. So the city of Eilat is located, as we said, in the far southern edge of Israel. It is an international tourist destination and one of the world's most beautiful bays, as noted by the New York Times in 2019. The Eilat city is responsible for a regional council region under its supervision that is the fourth largest region in Israel. We're talking about roughly 25,000 acres, and this is something that's very important when you examine to build an ecosystem. At the end of the day, you need space to grow. You need a city, okay, that has the potential of growing and accumulating more people and more lands for development. And this is, like we said, the fourth largest region in Israel under its municipal management. It has a high concentration of assets when it comes to different verticals we're going to look at later. It has research institutes specifically in marine and ocean research that is that produce high level of IP, unique IP, with researchers from many different universities that come together in several research institutes in order to advance those research. And it has a unique tax-free zone, which holds its own value, as well as its specific location, strategic location connecting, it's a land bridge connecting Eastern manufacturing countries and Western consuming countries with a unique trading zone and seaport, as well as a unique international, by the way, brand new 1-year-old airport. Let's move to the next one. All right, so let's look at the specific verticals we talked about. These are all backed by real assets on the ground. We'll start from the left, travel tech. Eilat has the highest concentration of hotel rooms in one city. That packs a lot of punch. We'll talk about it in a second. Ag tech, there's a lot of lands around here, specifically desert and desert technologies. Marine biology and marine agriculture and aquatech. There are research institutes, and there is the Ben Gurion University campus that also has labs and researchers that advance those types of vertical research. Energy, a lot of activity around the energy sector, as well as smart city. And altogether, the Eilat region is a perfect place to do pilots and POCs because of its definitive size, where it starts and where it ends. It's very important for a startup to have control when they do in their POC, that they're not losing the control over their startup, the growth and everything. And we all know that to grow too fast means sometimes to lose your ability to control the quality and everything, and sometimes it brings bad things. Let's move to the next thing. So the Eilat Tech Center ecosystem is a very unique model, and let's start from the bottom left. It includes a very unique growth incubator. You're going to meet one company here that's going to talk about their experience of growing in this incubator. This is where companies and ideas are born and grow. So today you'll meet a startups that's operating in over 12 countries that was literally born here in this space. Then let's go up. We're talking about accelerators in many of the verticals we just specified. These are cutting edge accelerators all the way from super early stage. And today we had a meeting, for example, for one of those, with one of those groups of companies that had an early stage acceleration program they just ended. And on the other end, we have a scale up, several scale up accelerators, like the example of our travel tech. By the way, here's one of the posters, but the travel tech accelerator. So you're going to meet Rautir, the graduate and winner of one of our Accelerator, super successful program. Again, because Eilat is a international travel destination, it's a great location for growing travel tech companies. And then we're going to our business development. There is a super dedicated full-time business development team working here, advancing deals. We've crossed over 40 million new Israeli shekels in negotiated deals. And we have hundreds of international strategic partners that work with our companies. We have a designated workspace where our companies sit and work. It's strategically located, like I said, in specific zoning, and strategically located from the airport and the center of the city. And we're talking about a growing equity base portfolio of companies that grow and are doing amazing things. In 3.5 years, we've achieved an incredibly successful lineup of companies. And then we're talking about the strategic partners that Eilat Hub ecosystem, Eilat Tech Center, and Eilat and Arieli Capital have brought to the table is incredible and is global. And super important when you build an ecosystem, you bring a partner in the scale of Arieli Capital, not just to have a VC or a family office or an investor in your ecosystem. That's not enough. It's proven that money does not produce success. If anybody has a doubt, look at the numbers. The size of investment does not predict how successful the company will become. But if your business partner, if your investor network or your industry partners is international enough and is involved enough, then your ecosystem has a chance of growing successful companies. Money is not enough. Just like 4 nice, well-decorated walls with amazing local art like we have is also not enough to grow successful companies. By the way, all of our local artworks, you can see it now, maybe later we'll do a tour, but all this local artwork is by local artists and reusable materials. And the last point on the bottom, international tech events and meetups. Literally, Eilat Hub holds, I think we stopped counting, but many tens of events. We're talking about meetups, international events, delegations. Our space hosts, pre-corona, hopefully post-corona very soon, thousands of people from all around the world. Let's move to the next slide. Okay, so Eilat being a travel destination is very attractive for companies that want to attend accelerator programs. When you go to the next slide, one of these successful programs that Arieli Capital brought to Eilat is the Italy-Israel Accelerator. This is a very unique partnership, the initiative of the Italian embassy and the Intesa San Paolo bank, which is the largest banking group in Italy. And at the end of the day, these startups, these 7 successful startups wanted to come to Israel and benefit from the Israeli ecosystem and grow. As you know, by StartupBlink, Israel is ranked number 3 or 4 best ecosystem, best place to grow your startup. And at the end of the day, when you look at the final report of 2020, Eilat is positioned as number 6 or the 6th best ecosystem to grow your startup, which is very, very, very amazing achievement to get in 3.5 years. But at the end of the day, it's about the available resources. And that's exactly what you saw here. 7 amazing companies arrived here. These are market-ready companies, ready to make deals, that came into the program and achieved amazing results. We're talking about, I think it was over 30 investment firms that they engaged with, the top brands in the Israeli ecosystem, over 250 meetings. And these are startups that in the first 2 weeks of the program, the first deal was closed. The first 2 weeks of the program, a nanotech, agri-tech company closed a deal with a publicly traded agri-tech company from the US worth 1.2 million new Israeli shekels. that was a deal with a client. That's not investment, that's a deal with a client. That's commercializing the IP, and that was closed in the first 2 weeks of the program. After that, our graduating companies have continued to close deals and work with our business development companies, and that for an ecosystem is super important. Your ecosystem has to produce value for the companies. Value for companies is measured by one thing: deals with clients. Again, raising money is great, equity investors is great, but closing deals with clients, commercializing the IP, and bringing real value to the companies that increase their valuation, that's where you show the startups and the industry real value. And that's why they want to continue with your ecosystem, grow, hire local people, and maybe expand, maybe open local offices, etc. Let's move to the next slide. Okay, so here's the Italy-Israel Accelerator in just several numbers. It's a 6 months, it was a 6-month program. We have a next one coming up. 7 companies that entered the program out of many that applied. Over $10 million in capital that they raised, over 250 business meetings and sessions that we hosted, over 12 million net worth of deals in negotiation as we're speaking today, including clinical trials with the leading medical centers in Israel, which are ranked number 9 in the world, and many, many more. And over $1 million that these companies already received in funding since their graduation. Again, a lot of amazing international PR that obviously helps these companies as well. Let's move to the next slide. I'm trying to be very fast and concise, so later on, if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer. Let's talk about our graduate. Again, at the end of the day, your ecosystem has to produce results. Results is not if somebody is happy or not, or if they had cocktails or not, or if you had parties in your ecosystem or not. This is great. You know, at the end of the day, we're all people, we're friends, we want to have fun. But you will not be able to go with that to the bank. So very important to produce numbers. The Eilat Hub, Tech Center Hub, has produced the following numbers in less than 4 years. Over 400 startups that went through this ecosystem in less than 4 years. It's ridiculous. Eilat is a 60,000 people city, okay? And for the size or per capita, that's an insane number. Over 150 strategic partners and jobs that were created through the Eilat Tech Center Hub. These are direct and indirect job opportunities. You have to understand something. Eilat is over 90%. When Eilat Hub was founded, over 90% of Eilat residents depended on tourism. Now, you can all imagine what happens in situations like COVID-19 to a city like Eilat. Most of its residents are jobless, okay? This is a huge negative impact on a city, okay? And that's when, by the way, the main reason why the Eilat municipality is a big partner in this hub, because their interest is that we will help to diversify everything and bring high tech here, which was not here when we arrived. So today we've produced many new opportunities, and obviously the big potential is only now showing, because as you know, to grow tech companies takes years. And now we're at the stage we're expanding, and let me let you in on a secret. We are about to expand to the central place in Eilat, which is about at least 10 times or more larger than the space we are in today. And it will allow us and our companies to grow and to provide amazing future for the region. And let's talk about over 2,000 young people that go through this hub every year in workshops, boot camps, and everything. Your ecosystem has to be holistic, it has to be grounded, and it has to give back to the community, okay? You know the sentence that when you climb up the ladder, don't forget to look back and reach back and help the next one in line to go up. If your hub or innovation center does not work with young people, with people with special needs, then you're missing the boat or the train or whatever you have there. So don't miss the boat. look back, connect to your community, reach back and lead sessions and connect innovation to your community and give back. Over 40 deals with clients, over 40 deals with clients, that's worth millions of Israeli shekels, and over 30 million that was raised by our graduating companies. Let's move to the next one. Let me give you a quick brief of our graduating programs or program graduates. This is a quick little sample of amazing companies with amazing people behind them, okay? Hotels BI graduated 2018 from our Travel Tech Innovation program, scale-up program. Less than 6 months later, it was acquired. Pharmacist develops amazing cutting-edge technology that can literally save lives and help you, or let's say, help you engage better with pharmaceuticals and pharmacy companies. And it's running to its a POC with Israel's largest network or pharmaceuticals called Superfarm. FarmGuest, you're going to meet them later on, so I'm not going to expand too much. Amazing company, was born here, very proud of them and predict great things for them in the field of travel tech. Sivuv graduated 2018, raised in travel tech, raised money, closed deals with clients, running forward. One of the clients they closed deal with is Samsung and their smart TV. Easyway, another amazing company, closed the rounds, continue to continuation program for growth in Europe. Bionic Lab, amazing company that produces bionic hand for amputees, for robotics, for space, etc., going into POC, going into round 8. Nanomnia, that's the company that I told you that closed a deal with a client in the US in agri-tech nanotechnology, amazing company, and going into the round 8. Syndiag, developing unique technology, AI, to predict ovarian cancer and literally save millions of lives all around the world every year. They're going into the clinical trial with the best medical centers in Israel and one of the top ranked in the world, going into the round 8. Sirius and Rautier that you're going to meet today, so I'm not going to expand. The winner of our 2019 Travel Tech Accelerator, great company, were just presented, it's a little spoiler, but just was elected by the UN WTO organization as the selected top technology to deal with COVID-19 for hotels. So this is just a quick look into our graduates and amazing companies that grew here in Eilat. Again, I remind you, less than 4 years ago, 0 startups in Eilat. 0 reason for startups to come to Eilat except for vacation. Today they come here to close deals and to grow. Let's move to the next slide. Obviously in the news, you gotta do the news. As smart man once said, you gotta wake up early, you gotta work hard, and then you gotta market what you do. If you don't get it out, your community is not gonna know, your business partner is not going to know, and your potential next clients are not going to know. So if you're not strong in the media, you got nothing. So let's move to the next thing. Network and partners. We had to put 20 slides and pack them with partners. We will still not have enough. At the end of the day, if you want to go somewhere fast, you run alone. But if you're going for somewhere with meaning, if you're going for a long distance run to achieve a great goal, you got to run together in a team. And at the end of the day, if you build an ecosystem, you got to have amazing partner. The more, the merrier. There are a lot of people that are going to waste your time. Don't waste your time on them. Realize who they are, cut them from the chain as soon as you can. But the essential ones, people like StartupBlink, people that add real value to your ecosystem, these are people that you need in your ecosystem. The more partners you have, the more relevance you have, the more connected you have, and the more value you have to offer to your growing companies. And at the end of the day, it will make your ecosystem strong. One of the reasons that I believe the Eilat Hub ecosystem is strong is not because we have millions of startups here. Okay, the entire country of Israel doesn't have millions of startups. Okay, it only has several thousands of them, but still, It's not measured by how many startups you have. It's measured by what your ecosystem can offer to startups. And at the end of the day, the Eilat Tech Center Hub is globally connected in ways that are ridiculous. I can't even count how many partners we have. These are highly engaged and highly involved partners. So they're all working with our startups hand in hand. And the team here is incredible. And I want to thank the Eilat Tech Center team. We have Eilat and Ortal, and we have Sharon, and we have Eric, and we have Arieli Capital, and then we have the mayor of Eilat, Mr. Meir Yitzhak Halevi, and we have the economic company for development of Eilat. Here's a quick look at our local team. Again, all local residents, all locally hired and locally, bred and grew and everything. So we're very, very proud of them. And at the end of the day, we have only limited amount of time, and I want to just finish with this final sentence. I grew up here, and my dream was to work in high tech and to grow amazing companies and to help build a better world and help to realize the human potential. The Eilat that I grew up in had amazing people, okay, and still have amazing people, but it did not have the right opportunities. That's why the city, just like many other cities, was and still is bleeding great minds and great people outside to places where they do find opportunities. Today, places like Eilat Hub, innovation centers like this are the most strategic, growth, economic and social growth engines a city could ever wish for. And I can tell you, as a person that was born here, went all the way to the Silicon Valley, that today we have startups here that not only don't leave the city to other cities, they stay here, they grow their companies here, they hire companies here. Just one of our graduates from the last accelerator already has a team of 7, okay? Don't forget, any one startup will potentially hire 5 to 7 or 8 people around it in the first years of growth. So that's incredible growth engine. And as a person that was born here, this place is very, very exciting. Anyone who's looking to build an ecosystem and thinks he's gonna have an easy ride or sail down the river has the wrong thing coming. It's super challenging, and that's why me and my team will be happy to help. We want to thank, again, StartupBlink. We want to thank our startups. We want to thank our partners. And at the end of the day, we're here to help. So don't think twice. Contact us. We're looking for partners all the time. We're looking for people to work with us and to grow amazing new companies and programs. Okay? So we will just end there, if that's okay.
Amazing. Good. Okay, super. Or so thanks. I think many people now are thinking about maybe relocating to Eilat. I can tell you amazing views, amazing mountains, but also a growing ecosystem. And I have to confirm what Or said, that a few years ago, there was almost nothing there. And it shows, I think, hopefully a lot of ecosystem developers that are not in capital cities or in the big cities, that there is hope. Even if you're far away from everything, you can create something amazing. So, Or, thanks a lot for what you've done there and for being our partner, of course. So we're ready to go to the pitches. And Ortal, if you can do me a favor, pass the host back to me and also tell me who is pitching today. So we have, or maybe you can promote them as well, whatever you want. And we're going to have about, in the meantime, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about how the pitches part is going to go. We have only 2 pitches today, so it's going to be relatively fast. Each of them is supposed to pitch for about 4 minutes or 5 minutes maximum. As I mentioned before, Tech Sylvania, a big European tech conference is happening in a few days. We're going to give 4 tickets to the people that are giving the best feedback, because that's why our brave startups are here to pitch. And yeah, and I'll just say that we're really counting on you. It's like a collective brain. So give as much feedback as possible. And if you can stay to the end, we'd also ask you to vote for a winner. So just so we make it a little bit more game friendly. So good, we're ready to go. So Oren or Tal, who should I promote first? You probably know the names better than me.
Okay, so I think we're going to start with Rautir.
Rautir, okay. So I'm gonna look for Rautir over here. Just a second. There.
Gal Bareket
Gal
is from
Bareket.
Rautir.
Super. So Gal, I'm promoting you to a panelist. So let's see if everything is working well. Yes. Excellent. Okay, Gal. So we can't. Now we can see you. You're on mute. Let me confirm to you when we can hear you. There is an unmute button on the left side of the screen. At the bottom.
Perfect. Working?
Excellent. Working well. So, wow, nice background. Nice Zoom background. Yeah, so go for it. Good luck.
Perfect. Thank you. So thank you very much. Thank you, Or, for this elaborated presentation about Eilat. Eilat is an amazing city, and we're very proud to be an alum of that group. And thank you, StartupBlink, for giving us the opportunity to present in front of everyone. So once again, hello everyone. I'm Gal Bareket, the CEO of Rautir, premier provider of AI touchless hospitality solution, and I'm excited to share with you our solution today and share with you what we do and how we do it. So it's all about the revenue and dollar impact. $60 billion impact is the result of problematic online reputation and its importance in the digital era, specifically in the hospitality industry and for the tourism sector, since both guest service and its measurement mechanism can be and must be changed. We can't rely on manual processes and post-email feedback as it is too late. As we dig deeper into the online reputation impact, we learn how rooted it is in today's service obstacles, current hotel communication system with the guest, manual and siloed systems, and lack of digital interaction, which leads to missing revenue and the ability to recover. And that is exactly where Rautir platform comes into play. Integrated with the hotel current systems, Rautir messaging platform collects the guest information and proactively reaches out to welcome the guest and identify their satisfaction level and their own devices without the need to download a thing on their own channel of choice, as you can see on the left side of the screen, and initiate the two-way conversation with them throughout their stay, while providing a unified dashboard to the hoteliers to respond manually or monitor the automation messages, providing guests with valuable information. In addition to the information, Rautir automatically creates a task order to the relevant department in its system and allowing both management teams and operational teams to work together and monitor. Brands receive a multi-property overview, so they can now know which property is doing well, which property needs additional help, and they can take real-time decisions to fix the issues. So to overcome a range of services challenges posed by COVID-19, our platforms enable hotel brands, especially during these times, to create new revenue opportunities through digitization and a flexible AI bot, improve the guest experience and brand reputation, and create operational benchmarks to improve performance. Rautir works today in 12 countries, as Or stated, and we're currently expanding into the UAE and to the APAC region. We are very happy with our growth, and we're looking forward to keep providing value and help properties recover and help resellers sell. When I say resellers sell, it brings me directly to our business model. We charge a subscription model for the hotels, and we of course allow a complementary service throughout 2020 with value-added services as we understand the needs of our customers. And our go-to-market strategy relies on our resellers globally and a little bit on direct sales, but we focus on indirect sales. So if there's resellers in the crowd, feel free to reach out to me after the show. Thankfully, throughout we are here and standing strong because of our team. We have our team that has more than 10 years of experience in the business development front, in the IT front. Our head of product already has an exit in his belt. We're backed by giant companies, and Eilat Hub is part of it. And our industry veterans and industry veterans and serial entrepreneurs are supporting our growth in our advisory board. And these are just some of them here to my left. Thank you very much. My name is Gal Bareket, provider of AI touchless hospitality solution. Feel free to reach out after the show if you have any more questions.
Excellent. Thanks a lot, Gal. So great stuff. I'm going to ask people in the crowd. So Gal, first of all, I'm going to ask you before that, if you want to share a question with the people in the crowd. We can do two of them. One can be, was the presentation clear? The second can be if there is a clear pain. One would you prefer to ask?
Eli, I lost you in the second question.
Yeah, the second question is there a real pain that your product is solving? So either if it's clear, a poll about was it a clear presentation, or if there is a pain
Sure.
that it solves. Which one do you prefer?
Sure, you can ask both.
Okay, so let's do, was it clear? So one of the things that we're always trying to figure out in those events are how clear are the presentations. So we're gonna turn it to the public to ask you, did you understand fully what our tier is doing? That's always something that is interesting for us to know. So we're gonna ask this question, and of course, the most important thing is your feedback. So if you can please share a little bit of feedback with Gal in the chat about what did you think about the presentation, how can you improve the presentation? One of the reasons that Gal is here is probably to improve the presentation as well. Gal, I wanted to ask you, now currently, are you going to go for, when you're doing this pitch, are you basically aiming for investors or new clients? What's your main reason of basically doing the pitch in this current timing?
We're reaching out at this stage mainly for resellers. We thankfully in 2020, our solution became fully software as a service. After working from January 2016 till today as a hardware solution, this year we were able to turn things around and turn our software into a white label service. So we're looking for resellers to be able to sell our service to the market with our use cases, with our ROI metrics, and with everything that we have to offer.
Excellent. So the target is more than anything resellers. That's why the pitch has to be a little bit technical, because you're going on a specific niche. Excellent. So I'll just share with everyone that basically we have a majority of people in the side of they understood what you're doing in certain levels, which is good considering that this is a very technical crowd in a way. The resellers have their own let's say, way of doing things. So that's great. And Gal, I guess that what we're going to do now is quickly go over a little bit on the feedback and try to see if we have feedback from the crowd about how to improve the presentation just before we go to the second slide. So people in the crowd, if you can please give Gal credit, we will not give Gal some feedback. That'll be absolutely amazing. One of the reasons what we want to do with the startups that are in those events is that they're going to come and have a lot of feedback to improve and make it even better. Although this was a really good presentation. So I'm just going to have a quick look, and we have first of all Michael. They're saying this is a very clear and obvious problem. What was missing for Michael? We're not going to have time to respond. So Gal, you can take notes and maybe even also share your email in the chat. That would be great, so people can be in touch with you. So Michael was kind of interested to know if you're storing personal information of sellers and buyers, and how are you storing it safely. So I guess, Gal, one of the thing to maybe consider is in the next presentation, talk a little bit about the privacy. Everyone is a little bit psyched about privacy now. Mark is pretty much saying the same thing, to consider how data is provided by the guest, by the hotel guest is kept safe. And how can you leverage the data to generate insights for the hotel, and potentially how the data can create new products. So I think that probably it's on your map as well. And also we have feedback from Martin that says this is a wonderful pitch with a relevant problem, especially now. For Martin, he was missing a little bit the differentiation. But of course, it's only 4 minutes, so there is a limit to how much we can talk about. But all in all, really good presentation. So Gal, I want to congratulate you and hopefully hear very good news from Router in the future. So thank you.
Thank you so
for
much,
taking the
Ali.
time.
This was a pleasure.
Super. Okay, great. So we're going to move to our second presenter. If I'm not mistaken, it's going to be Arseny. Or Tal, correct me if I'm wrong, but if not, I'm going to promote Arseny the minute I see.
Yep, that's him.
Ah, nice. Okay, so
From
I'm looking.
Farm Guest.
Yes, I'm looking for Farm Guest. Let's see if I can locate him. Or we might have a presentation for only one. Let's see. Do you see him somewhere? Or actually, I think that I saw him, but we lost the connection a few minutes ago. So Arseny, if ability of raising your hand, and we're gonna locate you. Ah, you are here, David. Okay, so David, you're gonna present. Super. I'm for it. So let's have a quick look. David, I'm gonna promote you to a presenter. Just a second. Excellent. David, can you hear us? We can see you. Hello.
I don't know why I'm mentioned as David. I think I had 2 accounts in Zoom.
Okay.
So I'm Arseny. Nice to meet you. Thank you for introducing. And wait a second, I share my screen, this presentation.
I want to ask everyone
sure.
in the chat, please continue giving feedback also to Arseny on his presentations, just like you gave Gal. I'm pretty sure there are some really interesting notes here that that Gal can use and also Arseny can use. So really counting on you on the feedback. So Arseny, I'm going to let you know when we can see your screen. There should be a green button of share screen.
Yeah. Wait a second. MacBook asked me to first give access to this.
Okay.
Okay, privacy.
And or actually, while Arseny is checking a way to share the screen, if you can please share your email of Eilat app in the chat, that would be great. As you can see, everyone, there are so many things that are happening in Eilat app that I'm pretty sure that they will be very happy if you visit them there. Amazing city for diving, as I mentioned before, but also for startups. Arseny, we can see your pitch. Go for it. Good luck.
Yeah, you can see my presentation, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let me introduce our project, farmguest.com. And first, I want to say thank you to our alma mater, Eilat Hub. Thank you for all opportunities that they gave us. And let's start. First, I want to show you our team. This is full equipped team for IT project. They have great CEO with deep experience in IT management, business processes. We have marketer, this is me, with full experience in social media, in web analytics, with also experience in web development. And we have our DevOps and digital developer Ignat. So full equipped team for IT project. And now on this picture, you can see the main idea of FarmGuest. This is first worldwide agritourism platform. And for easy understanding, I can show you 2 sides. First side, this is farmers. This is people who can provide their farm and territory around for amazing experience, like horse riding, like picking berries on real fields, like workshops for people who are caring about eco, who are caring about sustainable tourism. Farmers that can provide their ranchers for stay, for accommodations, and everything. And on the other side, this is travelers, adventure travelers, families, domestic travelers who really care about sustainable tourism, who cares about eco. And our platform combines them together. And this marketplace, we are in between of rural eco stay experience and the regular travel, regular accommodations. Next, we are aiming to green travelers. As I said, people who cares about eco It's about 1.5 billions of travelers in general. This is data for times before Corona, of course. So our target market is about 140 millions. And also in this picture, I want to show you that in our model, we also want to connect travel companies to provide new window for the tourists, not classic experience in cities, not classic things, something new, eco-friendly traveling. And we have some technology, some opportunities for them, and for agribusiness, of course. This is data about our current MVP tests. We have 10 countries connected to our platform. We have about 300 locations, mostly in Israel, but also in other countries, and 400 experiences on these farms, on these ranches, on these wineries. People can already book. A little bit technology. Under our platform, we have integration API for, as I said, for example, travel companies who want to share our experience to their clients. We have special ranking solution inside our platform because a lot of farms, difficult locations on the map. We have special algorithms that show the farms. We also have farmer advisors to help increasing the profit of the farm, to help find the solution that farmers can provide to travelers. And this is our next step, next goals. We want to achieve 50,000 visitors per month. We want to have about 3,000 trips per month. 15% people coming back because we're aiming very hard on domestic travelers. So we have a return marker. And of course, increasing revenue. This is our revenue for farmers in plan. Again, thank you so much for Eilat Hub or and his team, who provided us a lot of things, who was our co-working space, who was our window to all connections in Israel. We started here and we are growing, continue growing together. And also on next slide, you can see some companies, for example, Booking.com Booster Labs. We got in the start of our project, we were participating in their accelerator. Also, Y Combinator Startup School, it's kind of beginning program in Y Combinator. So this is contacts of our CEO, co-founder, Maxim Kushner. Thank you so much. And maybe because Maxim was preparing this presentation, I want to show you our project. It's not included on slides, I don't know why. So this is our project, live project. You can find it on farmguest.com. This is kind of categories: farm to table, education, workshops, entertainment, which include different experience. On farmers, this is page for farmers. I want to show you locations first. Yeah, this is our search engine with locations on the map. Now it's mostly Israel. Yeah, this is our project. I think it's time to finish. Thank you so much. I'm in Thailand now, so we say cup and cups. Thank you so much.
Super, Arsenic, really good presentation. Super, congrats on your products for farms. This is a very interesting niche. You're gonna try to get investors now or clients? What's your next step? As we're also asking people in the chat, please give Arsenic as much feedback as possible. What can he improve? So tell us what's your
feedback.
What would
Feedback
be your
will be very helpful. Our goal is investors, because we have marketplace. We can do tests as MVP with small data, as I showed you. We can do this test by ourselves. But if you want to do really big data, we need to attract both sides, farmers and tourists, big traffic sources. And of course, it's takes more money, takes more resources and everything. So for marketplace is the most important thing, traffic. So we are really looking for investors, and also we are very looking for partnerships, because one of our channel, and it's very big channel and very big chances to grow, is partnerships with local touristic departments. For example, in every country they have a touristic department. They can provide us access to their resources, and we can very fast integrate farms, integrate communities, integrate, for example, use advertisement possibilities that have this department, etc. So partnerships, investors, yeah, this is our current goal.
So that's great. Super. So people in the chat, Arsini is now going to go to investors, not easy people to deal with. What would you give him as a feedback? How can he improve this to be in a situation that when he arrives to investors, he can be in a better position to present? If anyone has any ideas, would be super, super grateful. And Arsini, maybe you can also share your email with us in the chat. If people are interested in FarmGuest, want to know more, let us know. So I see that we have two things that are, and I want to thank everyone for staying a little bit late. I know that we're a little bit over time, but it's always important to get feedback from for the startups. So we have Antoine. Antoine is saying, Arsini, that it was a little bit missing for them. So maybe it's something to kind of deal with to deal with the elephant in the room. The elephant in the room is Airbnb and their experiences. So I guess that maybe this is something that might be worthwhile when you speak with investors to kind of like combine a little bit the differentiator, or how are you going to deal with the guys from Airbnb. And also we have feedback. I'm just going to copy paste the Arsini's email. So if anyone is interested to be in touch with FarmGuest. The second feedback is from Static that says that this was the idea is very simple, and it's also clear. The presentation, and he liked the idea a lot. He would maybe work a little bit on the presentation, maybe a little bit less text, more design. But you probably know that when you're going to go to investors, you're going to give it polish. And we also have feedback from Martin that says that ecotourism is very interesting. Sounds like a great idea. Martin is in the Philippines. And Martin says that maybe it would be worthwhile in this crazy period to kind of mention how FarmGuest is actually dealing with COVID-19. Although we only have 4 minutes, so there's a limit to what we can do. So Arsini, really want to thank you for this. And we're now gonna keep on updating us on how it goes. It was really nice having you. Thank you. Enjoy.
Thank you so much.
Fine. Great. So I think we're way over the dedicated hour. So, or I'm gonna maybe turn to you for some closing words. And before that, I'm just gonna ask everyone who stayed late, and thanks again for staying late, to vote on who won. So for us, both are winners, because people who have the courage to pitch are always winners. But let's just, for the fun of it, I launched a poll with you. Please vote which one you like the most. Which startup did you feel was maybe more mature, better, and so on, or in a more mature phase. We're not going to share the. Wow, we have a really close fight here, by the way. We're not going to share the results. We're only going to tell who won, the person that won. Although this one is very close. So I'm going to give people a few more seconds to vote before we declare the winner. And then we'll just turn to you for a few sentences just to close the event. So yeah, I think I can declare that Rautier, Gal, you won by a small margin. Very happy and great. And Arsini also absolutely great. Love FarmGuest, and good to see such high quality pitches from Eilat. So I'll turn it to you before we say goodbye.
Right. So first of all, I want to thank everyone. I want to thank you, Eli, again. And I think great things are coming, and we're going to climb up the ladder of the ecosystems. We're going to provide more value. We're going to bring more companies, and we're going to do a lot of amazing things. But it's all thanks to the partnerships with people like you. So thank you. Great feedback. Please follow up with us. And again, remember that if you want to get somewhere that's valuable, you got to run together in a group. It takes a village to do something like that. So build your village.
Very true, very true. And the guys from Eilat also shared with the crowd their email and their contact details. So if anyone has an interesting product or thinking about relocating to Eilat, that's the place to be. And great, I think we can sign off for today. Thank you everyone for arriving. Enjoy your day. It was a pleasure to have you with us, and hopefully you can also arrive for our next ecosystem presentation. Have a good one. Or thanks a lot.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Have a good
Bye.
evening.
Bye, everyone.